America and everywhere else in the world. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Corey Has a Podcast. I think this is the last time, excuse me, that I will be doing this shit without a microphone. Because I'm literally trying to get as close to the speaker as I can. I get pulled away a little bit because I start chilling, start getting cool, start leaning back. I'll be like Fat Joe and bring the lean back. And then, I get far away and then the sound's all fucked up. So it's been a doozy of a week. Me and a couple of my friends just did the CrossFit Open. A lot of people that I'm actually cool with did the CrossFit Open, but for a few of us, it was our first time, and it was just so much fun. It was such a fun experience. When I was at the CrossFit Level 1 certification, one of the dudes was like, they'll always be able to find a chink in your arm or whatever it is, right? And it's like, it's really just kind of fun for everyone. And if you walk in cocky and you think you know everything and you're new to it, it's just a real cool way to kind of it will make you take a seat and reevaluate where you are in your life. So that's cool. Did that. Been in training for my new job. Putting a lot of time into that. If I could be 100% honest, I always get this anxiety around doing new things because I want to be good and I want to be patient so I can become good at it. But also I feel like when eyes are on me, it kind of sometimes gets like, well, why aren't you good yet? And even if no one's thinking that in my head, I'm like, maybe people are thinking that. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty good at staying cool about that shit, but it does get in my head sometimes. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The times that I feel the most hopeless is when hours have gone by and I haven't eaten. If I haven't eaten, I just feel like completely pathetic. I feel so weak. I feel depleted. If people start asking me about plans to do shit, I'm like, I can't even. I just assume that I'm going to feel exactly the way I feel right now, and I can't even imagine, I can't fathom making a plan with someone because I just feel like I'm not up to it. And then I eat and I feel like I could do anything, instantly. It's so crazy. I don't know if it's a blood sugar thing or whatever, but I mean, I work out a lot and I'm on my feet all the time. And I'm banking. How many steps did I do? I'm going to look at this shit. I've gotten 18,000 steps today, and this was a pretty I was kind of in one place for a long time. So yeah, I mean, some people I really wonder sometimes what is on the low end of steps that people get in a day, because I'm out here blasting over 10K a day easily without breaking a sweat. I'm gonna take that back. I break plenty of sweats. I break so many sweats. I got to do laundry all the time, and that's why you either wear a tank top or you take your shirt off when you're getting busy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so springtime's coming. You're always going to be busy. I think about this a lot. I think about when I'm going to be able to squeeze stuff in, and I try to just be reasonable with how I manage my time. But it's hard. And some people will double book. I used to double book all the time. I was horrible at time management. I would double book shit. I would be like, yeah, I'll be here. But then I would tell somebody else I'll be here because I forgot about the other thing. Now I just don't do it. I don't say I'll go anywhere unless I know for a fact that I can make it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the winter's gone by and I have not gotten to go ice skating. And I'm not a huge ice skater necessarily, but I feel like every time the winter comes, I always think I'm going to go ice skating this year. And I never do it. It's like when the summer comes and it's like, yep, time to go to the beach. But if you don't live close to a beach, you don't really get to the beach that often unless you really prioritize it. And I know that there are people that have time to just go lay on the beach all the time. And I'm just not one of those people, although I would really enjoy it. So that's why, if I go on a vacation, I kind of want to like go on a vacation where number one, I could still work out. Number two, I could eat well. Because it's hard to eat well on vacation. Like, I'm not a junk food person and I hate eating bad food. And when I say bad food, I don't mean like unhealthy. I just mean like food that doesn't taste good. Like food that tastes like styrofoam that was made in a fucking easy bake oven. Um, because I've had it and it's not good. Trust me. And if you've had it, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. So yeah, I like a vacation where you can allocate some time. You can just lay on the beach. You can walk on the beach. We can walk on the beach in our bare feet. We were both 18 and it felt so right. He was 16 in the beginning of the song, and then he was 18. And they never got older than that. They just stayed 18, which is cool because that's legal, right? Because they were probably doing some things. At least that's what the song kind of alluded to. So anyway, yeah, I like a vacation where you get to lay down and shit because when I feel like I'm just constantly on the grind, and I'm not bitching about being on the grind. I love having a life where I'm not just sitting around. Like where my time is you understand that your time is valuable to the point where when someone's wasting your time, your patience for that starts to just get way shorter, way lower. Your tolerance for someone wasting your time just goes out the fucking window when you know that you don't always have a lot of time. I think about this shit sometimes. I could be in a rush. And I used to be when I was a kid, I would go with my mom, like where I would go with her to like the store. Like she had to go to the store. She had to run errands and take care of shit, adult stuff that I didn't quite understand as a child. And I would be with my mom, and anytime she ran into somebody, she would just stop and start talking to them on the street or in the store or whatever. And as a kid, I happen to think I'm pretty patient in some areas. Like I work, I'm a trainer, right? So I'm patient while I'm teaching people things and they're not necessarily getting it immediately. That's okay. That's fine. I'm here to make you feel comfortable and let you know that there is space for you to have time to learn. But when it comes to like, I gotta be somewhere or I want to be somewhere, I just have never had the patience. And I remember like, I used to have conversations with my mom when I was a kid. She'd be like, "You want to come with me here?" I had siblings. I could have stayed home. And I think she just would want company. And I'd be like, "Listen, I'll go. But if I go, I would have to have a deal, right? Like it'd be like if we were passing Toys R Us, it was like, can I get a toy or a game or some shit? You know how it goes. And then number one. Number two, I got a game now, right? So I want to go back home and play that game. Um, and I don't like, I want to do the errand, get my shit, and get back home as fast as possible. Because I know there's not enough hours in a day for me to enjoy the game or whatever it is I got as much as I would like to. But my mom wants to stop and talk to people on the street. She's very friendly. I'm friendly too, and I think but it's funny because I'm so different than her in terms of like when I am on my way somewhere, I could run into a motherfucker that is like a family member that I haven't seen in years. If I gotta be somewhere on time, I'm like, all right, yo, hey, what's up, man? Oh, yo, yeah, nice to see you. And then and like you can tell when somebody wants you to stop because they'll stop and pivot, and I'm already gone. I'm gone. All right. So if you run into me on the street and I'm walking at a moderate pace, I don't walk slow ever. I might not have to be anywhere necessarily. I might be done with all the wares I had to be. But if you catch me on the street, walking, eyes forward, AirPods in, fist closed, I walk with a fist like the Arthur meme. Not for any reason other than I kind of it's comfortable to me to have my fingertips in a fist position. I don't know what it is. Like a nice tight little fist. Um, I don't even know how long I've been doing it, to be honest. I think it makes me walk faster when my hands when my hands are in a fist. Possibly, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm making this shit up. But anyway, yeah. If you catch me with the fist with the AirPods in, and I'm walking kind of fast, like I'm walking fast. I'm walking faster than a regular person who doesn't. You get it. Just don't expect me to stop, right? Say hello though. I will say hello. I will say hello. Sorry, I was also just distracted. There was this noise in the hallway. One of my things I'm really excited about is moving out of my building. You live in New York City, and this is what happens. You pay rent. It's fucking astronomically high, and you still have to deal with all the bullshit, right? So I live in a building where I can't control the heat, and the fucking walls from apartment to apartment are not super thin, but the front door, it seems like I could hear anything that happens in the hallway. I can't hear what happens in my neighbor's apartments, thank God. But I can hear whatever fucking interaction goes on in the hallway. And it drives me nuts because sometimes people passing each other will just start having a conversation in the hallway. And it'll be like 9 o'clock at night. And I am kind of like starting to wind down. It's starting to get quiet time for me. Because I got a long day and I got to get up at 5 a.m. So I'm trying to get some sleep. So that way I don't fucking age like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. I want to maintain my youthfulness. And one way to do that is with sleep. I also would like to be able to work out and have energy the next day for everything. Your brain works better when you're well rested. Everybody's like, energy drink this, really strong coffee that. I throw espresso in it. I do a turbo shot. I get this fucking thing called rocket fuel now. It's really good. I'm guilty of it too, obviously. But the number one thing for that's going to give you energy is sleep. I haven't yet figured out, like I haven't mastered consistent good sleep, but I am working on it. But again, I think it would be foolish of me to believe that I'm going to sleep well. In a like, oh, once all these things pass, I'll start sleeping well. It's like, no, I have to just figure out how to sleep well in the midst of all the chaos. And then those days where I get to sleep in a little bit end up feeling like I'm on a fucking like a retreat. They feel like a nice treat. But yeah, good things, good things. It's all good. I think the scariest thing in life is the unknown. That's why the ocean is so scary, because we don't fucking really know what's down there. We don't have the technology to get so deep. Why do we have the technology for your cell phone to respond to you if you ask it a question, but we don't know what's at the bottom of the ocean? I don't know. We should be figuring it out, because there's like artificial intelligence, and it's kind of crazy. But we're living in the future, essentially. I mean, I used to watch the Jetsons when I was a kid, and they would be FaceTiming each other. And now we just do it all the time. We don't even think about it. Like, I remember when I was a kid, and like people started having ringtones on their cell phone, and it would be like, at first it was just like the beeping sound of the song. Like, it was just like all beeps. Like, I don't know, let me think of an example. Like, if it was, I get my pieces down in Georgia. Like, if it was like that would be it. And then it was like, it would sound more like a beep, obviously, not like the shit I just did. And then eventually the song itself would play as your ringtone, and that's when the phones started getting better. The cameras started getting better. The pictures were less pixelated. That's when the invention of the dick pic, right, where dudes would take a picture of their penis and send it to people, whether they wanted it or not, right? So it brought good things and bad things, obviously. You know, you can go on vacation, and if you don't have a camera, and you still needed a camera, truly, because those camera phones back then weren't really, the camera quality wasn't great. But now you could shoot a fucking movie on an iPhone. It's incredible. So yeah, we're moving forward with technology. But yeah, the unknown is scary with anything, right? You sign a contract, you start doing something. I don't know where I'm going with that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of unknowns in my life at the moment, and I like to kind of like there's things that I'll choose to step out of my comfort zone with, and then there's things that I like to be in control of, and I always feel like a little bit on edge when there's things that I'm not in control of, and I feel like that's normal. So I'm not going to sit here and be act like I'm not just like everybody else, right? Because I'm the same as you. But what happens is time passes, things change every day, and wounds heal, but scars still remain the same. Now those are lyrics from an Eminem song. But no, as time passes, you just get into a rhythm, and once you get into a rhythm, and everything just feels, it's like it's in our nature to kind of just take shit for granted, and I feel like take for granted gets it just has sounds like it's got a negative connotation, right? But just in general, like take certain things for granted. Like yes, granted, this will be this way, and we understand. It's understood. You know what I mean? So this doesn't. It's not always like necessarily bad, but we want something, like you want a new job, or you want to try a new, I don't know, you want to try CrossFit, right? And there's so many things now. After you do it, it's like you get there and it's like then you see all the things you have to do and you're like, now what, right? Like it's not that easy, but the you end up appreciating it when you put the work in, no matter what it is, no matter what's new in your life, new relationship, new job, new sweater. Just threw that in. Listen, guys, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'll tell you what, it is Sunday, March 5th. This episode's coming out on Monday, March 6th. Say it with me. Sorry, I didn't give you a chance to say it with me. Yes, this episode's coming out on Monday, March 6th. Funny enough, I actually recorded an episode before I recorded this episode and attempted to use my microphone. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. But I will say this because I addressed it on the episode that I'm not releasing. Um, I had my friend Courtney write me because I was talking about this is how we do and how annoying that song is. And she actually named a couple of songs that were a pain in the ass to her that she never wants to hear again. And I believe one of them was I Can Buy Myself Flowers. But you know what the problem is? Because I love Miley Cyrus. The problem is we just fuck everything up by just overplaying it. We do. We overplay it. We play it out and then you can't even like it anymore. That's why you go to the album years later and you're like, man, this song was everywhere. You couldn't escape it. But right now, you can't listen to it right away. When you hear it, turn it off. If you want to love it, turn it off. Like, think about that Taylor Swift. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Which, like, yeah, sure, I guess. I mean, fuck it. Like, everybody has used it on a goddamn reel that I never want to hear the song when it comes on. Because it doesn't even make me appreciate the fact that Taylor Swift wrote this great song. It just makes me think of all the people that used it on a reel, and I think of specific reels that I saw, which honestly good for those people, but bad for the song. Listen, I gotta go, right? If you think of some songs, you can hit me up at Corey has a podcast at gmail.com, and I want you all to have a great week. Take care of yourselves, and next time I'll sound way better. Later.